like to call this meeting of December the 2nd in Hlpc to order, please. And I assume all of you've had a chance to read the minutes. Are there any problems? Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of November the 4th?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor state aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right.
Okay, so this COA 2019-01 or -026 is for the old university building. Hopefully everybody is at least somewhat familiar with this building. And the project, in short, is to make the building more accessible for all people to have access to the second floor, which is where the museum is. And so I think the contractor and the applicants and everybody involved has done a really good job with minimizing impact on this building. And so I'm not going to get super detailed into this. You guys can see from the staff report, and I included a little bit of literature for y'all to hopefully, learn a little bit more about accessibility in historic buildings. So if you have any questions, it looks like we have quite a showing from the old university building, and I can try to answer any questions as well.
Okay, thank you. All right. Who would we like to talk to?
Well, how about they send up who they want?
All right. Sounds good.
Since they put all this work into it.
Absolutely.
We'll come as a team.
Great, great.
I'm Ralph LaRue. I represent the owner of the school district. We're fortunate enough to own the building, but even more fortunate to turn it over to a wonderful group of people who manage it and bring all the guests through.
And I'm Sharon Bradbury, and I'm president of the Nacogdoches Federation of Women's Clubs, who oversees the operation of the old university building.
Great. Do we have some questions?
Actually, I had a question or two, and this goes to youth. How many people, and if it's in here, I apologize for missing it, how many people do you have come through this building on an annual basis? Best guess.
Best guess, I would say 300.
Okay.
With exceptions. If there's a special event, for example, in October, the United Daughters of the Confederacy group here in Nacogdoches had their state convention. And at that time, visiting the OUB was one of the side trips. And so we had approximately 175 that particular day.
Right.
So if there's a special event, there can certainly be more, and that's just a guess.
Also, let me just add that the building is rented virtually every day this month, and for wedding receptions and things, virtually every weekend there's a group or an activity in that building.
So this is a heavily used building besides the single tourist or
Absolutely.
group
Right.
coming
Yes.
through. And
Yes.
how many of them would you suspect that, and I've been up those stairs, that
Yes.
steep stairs provides a hindrance to getting upstairs? I mean,
Well,
a proportion.
I'll answer that by saying the approximately 175 people that came during that convention I just mentioned, I would say, because I was standing at the front door, and I would say less than half went even attempted to go upstairs. Most of them just walked in the door, looked, and just kept right on going because of various problems that they might have getting up or getting down.
I was saying earlier that Joe Carlson had an exhibit of antique dolls up there one time, and carrying boxes up there was scary, and bringing them down was scary.
Yes.
And I saw quite a few people not go and look because of those stairs. Yes,
Right.
they're scary.
the primary museum, I mean, the entire building is a museum, but the primary museum is upstairs. And there are 3 areas of concentration that people are interested in. One is education, and one is community. Lots and lots of information and pictures about Nacogdoches, old Nacogdoches. And then there is a setup of a Confederate hospital, because it was a Confederate hospital during the Civil War. And then we have as she mentioned, the doll exhibit. We have an exhibit that changes every 2 months. Right now, it's tea at the old university, so every teapot and cup and saucer that we have, it's just a marvelous exhibit. But people can't get up there to see it. I've had so many members of the Federation even can't get up there anymore because of whatever, would prohibit them from going up those stairs.
I have 2 questions, not to hog it.
No, go ahead.
But secondly, have you looked at the stairs? I mean, that's a lot of, even those going up and down, what condition are those stairs in? Use-wise, I mean, how are they holding up?
Structurally, they're fine.
Okay.
The building is extremely well built. We just recently did a renovation on the front door, and had to take the door off, and we wish that all of our doors were built like that. So structurally, we don't see any concerns with the staircase, other than that curly-Q at the top is just dangerous.
Well, and the width of the stairs, if you're going up on the right side, I think they're 4.5 inches, and then they're about 10 inches on the other end. So that in itself, they're not wide enough for a person's feet to, if you're going up and holding onto the staircase to get up there.
And my last one, and once again, if I missed it, I apologize. When was the annex put in? I mean, do we have a ballpark figure on that?
Certainly predates my history with them, so I don't know.
We've had people come through that are perhaps in their 70s or 80s, and they said, I had art in the annex, or I had whatever the class might be that they had in the annex, so it's been there quite a while. But I've not seen a specific date.
I should be able to remember when it was built. I think it was in the 60s, but I'm not positive.
Well, that's, that would be 65 years ago, 55 years ago, so.
Okay, do we have any other questions or comments? The package and the explanations and everything are well done, so.
We have Mr. Milton Moore here. He is the one who helped us develop the plan and got all of the drawings and everything, and so he's here today if you have any questions for
Okay.
him.
All right. Well, if we have no more questions right now, thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Do we have any questions for Mr. Moore?
Pretty straightforward, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Do we know who's going to do the elevator itself? Do the work, install the elevator, what, okay.
I don't. Do y'all have a contractor lined up already?
No, we do not. We have a brand, but we don't have a contract.
Okay.
It will match all the other districts' elevators so that service and long-term maintenance is seamless.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And I appreciate you putting in the historic properties accessible information for us.
Mhm.
It was really very interesting. Well, I guess if we don't have anything to discuss, then we should move on. So, do I hear a motion?
Yeah, I make
To
a motion that we
approve
approve COA 2019-026 as it's aligned with city ordinance criteria But B, C, D, and K. National standards 1, 2, 3, and 10.
I second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor state aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you very much. All righty. The next thing on our agenda is to consider the COA application for property located at 205 East Main, COA number 2019-027.
Thank you, Chairman. We'll let them take a second
Thank you all
to
for
head on
coming.
out.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much.
Yes.
And we appreciate you making it accessible.
Yeah, for everybody.
For everybody.
We'll come visit. I know the stairs have been one of my booger bears.
And the brickwork.
Thank you for waiting there for a moment, Chairman. This next case is COA 2019-027. The applicant is Drew Knowles. There are two signs listed on here as sign A and sign B. Sign B is a face change, but as always, we list everything that they're going to be doing. If you have to come before you for one thing, we list all of them. So the first one is a request to install a sign at 205 East Main Street that is a projecting sign measuring 30 inches long by 24 inches tall. These are the same style signs that you find all up and down Main Street. In the photo that's on the right-hand side, you can see it says yoga there. There's where it's located. And that is not a rendering, but an idea of where the sign would be placed. And it says Brick Street Sandwiches, I believe. So, Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions. This does meet our sign guidelines.
Okay, do we have any questions?
The sequence is very straightforward.
Yes. Absolutely, and I like that.
It's a sign attached appropriately.
Right.
I'll make a motion that we approve COA 2019-027, that it meets the Chapter 10 sign guidelines, particularly because they're flush mounted and projecting near eye level, of an appropriate scale, fitting within the facade and the look of the building.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seconds all around. All in favor state aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Chairman, as a side note, since you pointed out on that previous item that thanking for having the making historic properties accessible, the reason Hannah presented that one was that was all Hannah. I thought I can do this, but I'd have to read. So that being included there was her idea.
Oh,
We'll make sure we
thank
got
you,
that correct.
Hannah. It was very interesting. I didn't know some of the stuff. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Something sweet.
Yes.
Another sandwich stop.
Hey, I'm all for food
I'm all for
downtown.
new sandwich stop. I'm good. The more the merrier.
How's the health of Houston County?